I have diagnosed myself as an avoidant. I'm pretty avoidant in most relationships. And that is actually the case with friends and social relationships. Family, I suppose you could say, to some extent. But very much the case in intimate romantic relationships. And it's just, I don't know, it seems to be something that's progressive. It seems to be something that's becoming more pronounced as time goes by rather than less pronounced. It wasn't always as acute as it is now. And I think I've become more guarded as I've got older for a number of reasons. Maybe experiences I've had. Maybe you just get more set in your ways and you like your space and you like your comfort and you don't always want to let people interrupt that, even in a minor way, you know. But I was going to go and meet somebody later who I've, met up with a couple of times. I was going to go and meet her and spend some time with her and everything. And I just cancelled it. I've been feeling a bit weird about it for the last couple of days. And I just cancelled it. And I can't really even explain properly why I did, because I'm sure, it would have been a great time. And I was looking forward to it as well. But the overwhelming feeling when I woke up this morning was just like, I just can't be bothered. Just cancel it. And that's a million miles away from how I was when I was younger or when I was in my 20s or whatever. I mean, there's no way I would have cancelled, meeting up with a girl. Absolutely no way. I would have thought it was absolutely crazy. And yet here we are, 2023, and, I just do it. And it's become a little bit of a pattern for me, really. Actually, the meeting people isn't the difficult part. If you're watching this and you're having difficulties, with dating and stuff like that, I get it. I understand. I mean, it's my job to understand, and that's what I'm here to help with. But the truth of the matter is, we live in huge abundance. I'm in London now. Now, people, myself included, will say, well, it's very difficult in London these days. And, there's a lot of competition from high value men and, the juice isn't worth the squeeze in London and all this kind of thing. But the reality is that before Christmas, I met up with a couple of perhaps the most attractive girls, the most attractive women that I've met in recent years in London. It's not hard to meet people. You can meet people, okay? You can get people to come on dates with you. You can have people who are attracted to you. You can do this stuff. It's fine. That's not the difficult part. The difficult part for me is, okay, but what happens next? What degree of intimacy do I want to have with those people, whether that be romantic intimacy or, sexual or just simply spending time with people, right? Simply spending time with people when actually, maybe you just want to do a bit of work or you just want to go and read a book or have a cup of tea or something like that. That for me becomes the bigger question. It becomes an incursion into one's private, personal space and time. And that's the tricky part for me. It's not the meeting of people. Meeting people is easy, when you have this stuff down, when you have a system, when you have some social know-how. Meeting the people is not the difficult thing. The difficult thing is, what do you do then? And particularly when you get to my age and with my inclination, towards being an introvert, towards privacy, towards getting on with stuff that I want to get on with, then it becomes about, okay, so who do I actually want to let into my life? And particularly with traveling and with other commitments elsewhere and so on and so forth. I think I've become more avoidant rather than less. So it's just interesting to observe, my own behavior in this regard, really. And particularly when I'm also making videos about this stuff, it's kind of interesting to step outside myself and view myself and think, God, sometimes some of the stuff I do is crazy, really. I mean, why would you do that? But at the same time, ultimately, you've got to look at the behavior. And I have to look at my own behavior rather than what I may say, and my behavior is avoidant for the most part. My behavior is that I will make arrangements with people, quite enthusiastic arrangements with people, and then I'll try and get out of them very soon afterwards. And that has become more of a persistent pattern over the past months and years. And, you know, if I was a betting man, I would say it's only going to become more pronounced as time goes on, because I think you become more. I think I become more covetous of my privacy and my own time as time goes on, rather than less. Anyway, with all of that being said, and hopefully I'm not trying to, luxury problems, right? I mean, it could be a lot worse, but I suppose that the silver lining for you guys is that, yes, it is possible to go out and meet people. You can meet people to date pretty easily, particularly if you live in a big city like London or New York or, Paris or whatever. 100% possible to meet people. The key thing really is to figure out what do you actually want.